The Bank of Canada is trying to roll real estate over and essentially crash it, but it can't. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why. Now, inflation is coming down and it has been for almost a year. And we just got the numbers out in the US a couple days ago and it was pretty dang good. So if Canada follows that same path, it's going to be even better. But we know inflation is trending down in oil prices, in gas, in food. It might not be as much as people want, but it is trending down, that's for sure. Now, kind of one of the last places inflation starts falling because of that lag effect, it takes a while for those interest rates to move through the economy, is in the job market and in the services market. And we're just now starting to see jobs roll over. Now, it's not like jobs are falling off a cliff and everybody's getting fired and it's this crazy 2008 scenario. In fact, we really shouldn't expect that to happen, but we're starting to see the amount of job creations, the amount of employers who are bringing people on, that is definitely slowing down. So all of the government's efforts to raise rates, slow down the economy, okay, we're just starting to see that in the jobs and services sector. But one of the areas where it's really not is real estate. And in Canada specifically, a little bit like the US, but really more so in Canada, real estate is one of our major GDP growers, and it's where the majority of Canadians store their wealth. And let's be real, over the past couple years, Canadians have a lot of wealth in their homes. It is part of their retirement plan. It's how people are refinancing and putting their kids through college or going on trips or buying more investment properties, whatever. Real estate really is like a major retirement and industry in Canada. So while the Bank of Canada and the governments of Canada, the Liberal and Conservative, really want to slow down real estate, make prices come down, make it more affordable for Millennials and Gen Zs, because we know that is a huge problem, as much as they want to do that, it's a double-edged sword, because if they also bring down prices, you're going to have a lot of pissed off voters who are going to say, you're the one who crashed real estate. You're the one who took my retirement money away. How am I going to put my kid through college? How am I ever going to retire? Like, that's a massive issue in Canada, because we really pride ourselves of home ownership. We know how important it is. And like I said, so many people across Canada, it is their number one investment strategy. So while the Bank of Canada wants to raise rates and make it a little harder to invest in real estate or to buy a home, it's really not working. Yes, we've seen prices come down about 10 to 15% depending where you are in Canada. In my local area, Kitchener-Waterloo, 1 hour south of Toronto, this whole general area, prices did come down somewhere around 15, even 20% in the GTA, kind of at the peak lowness, which was November, December 2022. But we've already gone up 5-10% since then. And there's really no stopping it that I'm seeing coming in sight. I'm going to tell you all about that in this video, but let's dive into this article. Yes, it is a US-based article. However, it is almost a mirror image of Canada. In fact, we might even be a little worse than this, but this will give you the idea of what's going on. So let's get into it. Okay, so title of the article is "The Housing Market is So Tight Because 90% of Homeowners Locked in Lower Mortgage Rates Before Last Year's Surge." And this is something I've been saying so much on social media, so much on Instagram for the past year, when everybody was spouting fear, Canada's market is going to crash like 2008. And I was like, I don't know, maybe not. But what I'm seeing is, why would anybody sell? Anyway, I'll get into that, but let's get into the article some more. So the article says the housing market's tight inventory doesn't look like it will get much better soon, according to a Wednesday Redfin report. And that's because 91.8% of US homeowners who currently have a mortgage are paying for it at an interest rate below 6%. For us in Canada, it would probably be lower than 5%. Rates at the time of making this video are about 5.04 last time I checked this morning for someone with a good credit rating, and up to about 5.49 for someone with not a good credit rating. So they locked in these rates below 6% in the US, below 5% in Canada, locking in cheap financing before rates spiked around the middle of last year. Now, the number of homeowners with a mortgage rate below 6% is just below the record high of 92.9% reached in the middle of 2022. So we're breaking records for how many people have a locked-in mortgage below what is currently going on now. And then moving on here, it says, in fact, 82.4% of homeowners locked in a mortgage rate below even 5%. So for us in Canada, that'd be like 4%. And 62% have a rate below 4%. For us, that would probably be around 3%. So what this article is really highlighting is that so many, the vast majority of homeowners that have mortgages have rates much lower than what rates currently are now. So while everybody thought everybody's going to sell, everyone's going to lose their job, payments have gone up so high, they're going to have to sell their house, it's not true. The vast majority of people have rates locked in at very attractive prices. So why would they sell? Because where are they going to go? Like normally people would sell their house every 3 to 5 years, which is very quick. It's really all about keep up with the Joneses. Like that's what that's all about. They want to get a new house, look cool and all that. But with everything going on, people are like, fuck to keep up with the Joneses shit. Like I'm barely hanging on here. And if I did sell my house, where am I going to go, dude? Like, I got this house locked in for, 300K, which in my area would be insane, right? Prices in my local area, like 700, 800K. So I got this cheap house at this cheap interest rate. Even if I do sell this house and even make a little money, where am I going to go? I'm going to have to buy a house that's $800, $900, $1 million to kind of get what I want next. That mortgage payment would be astronomical. So you know what? I ain't selling. And I hear so many investors and especially homeowners say, we all know where this is going. Like we think everybody is dumb, poor, broke, and they are. But most people have at least a bit of a brain to read the articles, see what's going on with inflation, and they see it going down and down and down every month. Even someone with a grade 2 comprehension of economics can see inflation is going down. If I just wait another year, 8 months, 12 months, 24 months especially, we're going to be in a totally different environment. Inflation is definitely going to be a hell of a lot lower than it is now. Rates will then have to come down because the government's been saying that over and over again. So I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to sell now. I'm not going to panic. Maybe I'll refi if I'm in a real bit of trouble. Maybe I'll extend the amortizations, which by the way, that's what's happening a lot in Canada. So another reason to smash that doomsday event is because everybody thought, oh, you're going to be forced to sell. Nobody can afford a variable mortgage in Canada. Your mortgage payment went up so high. No. Okay, the Bank of Canada and all the banks are come together and they said, we're going to save Canada the smart way, the greedy Mr. Burns way. And how we're going to do that is if you're in trouble and your variable rate is so high, don't worry, we'll switch you into a fixed rate mortgage and we're going to put the amortization to 40 years, to 50 years. I've seen some as high as 72, as high as 80 years amortization, just temporarily, just to get you through this hard bit of time. And then once the economy comes down and the rates come down, come back to us and we'll put you back on a 25-year mortgage with a 4%, 5% rate, hopefully. So who's making all the fucking money here? It's the banks, dude. They're laughing their ass off right now. Everybody thinks that banks are so vulnerable in Canada. Dude, they're like the most genius mafia conglomerate ever. This extending of the amortizations for people who are in need is brilliant because nobody's paying off their house at all. It's just all straight interest payments. The amortization of 80 years. You gotta be kidding me. The only people making money are the banks, hand over fist. They're fucking loving it. So if you think the banks in Canada are just gonna go under and have a SVB moment where all the banks are gonna crash, dude, it's not gonna happen in Canada. They're so loaded and prepared and loving it right now. It's hilarious. But that's again another reason why people aren't really gonna force sell their property because they'll just amortize it for fucking 80 years to get through the next year or two, no problems. So they're keeping their house. They ain't going nowhere, that's for sure. And nobody else wants to sell either because prices were so high. Only 6-8 months ago, we had these crazy high prices. So that's still fresh in sellers' minds. So if they could have sold their house for, let's say, $800K and now it's worth $675, $700, they're like, dude, I just lost $100,000 in 6 months. Like, I'll just wait 6 more months, 12 more months to get that $100,000 back and then I'll sell. So the point I'm trying to make here is that nobody's fucking selling. Nobody. Now, the second reason why the Bank of Canada is failing and real estate is likely not going to crash, there's no fucking way in my mind, because millennials, we are the biggest generation in a long time, and we all want to buy houses at the same time. We've been told from our boomer parents, you got to own a home, white picket fence, raise your kids, have a yard, have your own space, never rent. That's what broke people do, even though everybody's broke. Only broke people rent. You got to own your own home. So that's really fresh and instilled in the millennial generation. And we're all coming up at the same time, this giant generation, like ever. We're all 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. And especially if you're coupled up and you want to have children soon, which most people who have children want to have a house, a detached house, and again, most likely want to own. Okay, time's ticking out. Okay. Millennials are edging on 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, so if you want to have children, okay, it's now or never, which means you need a house now or never. And also, the millennial generation got totally fucked because in our prime years of ages 27, 28, 29, a couple years ago, we were all told to stay at home because of the big C. Stay in your basement. Don't travel. Don't go anywhere. Shut up. I don't want to hear your beliefs. I don't want to hear nothing. Just shut your mouth and wait. And now with all the crash going on, the recession, all the talking heads, all the parents, oh, you better wait again. Real estate's going to crash. You're probably better off to wait a couple years, wait for interest rates to come down. So the millennial generation has been told to wait your turn. Like literally our entire life, because one other reason I can speak to this as a millennial is the boomers are the first generation, like almost ever in history, where they're not fucking leaving the economy like they used to. So like in the past older generations, the parents or the boomers of now kind of thing, they would leave the economy in a sense at ages 55, 58, 60 max. They would start retiring. They would sell their big detached house because their knees are starting to hurt. And I'm going to take that money I made and I'm going to buy a condo in Fort Myers. I'll just buy a little condo here in Canada for the summer months, but I'll be living in Fort Myers. Like, I'm selling the big detached house. I don't want to do the lawn maintenance. I can't cut the grass anymore. My elbows hurt, all that shit, right? Well, the fucking boomers just won't fucking leave. They're like, no, I'm keeping my detached house. I'm going to cut my own grass. Also because they're healthier, we're living longer, more advancements in medicine, but also they're just fucking hard-headed. Like, honestly, I'm not trying to complain or whatever because like my parents are boomers and stuff, but that generation fucking got handed everything on a nice silver spoon, dude. You can just leave high school in 1988, right? You can go work at Canadian Tire. You can go work at some auto shop, some basic admin level job, and you can afford to have your wife stay home. You can have 3 kids. You can own a detached house with a garage, and your little measly, salary at Canadian Tire or some job like that, no problem. That could totally afford a mortgage payment, feeding your kids, clothing your kids, going on 1 or 2 vacations a year. Like, they had it fucking made. No high school education really required. If you could speak good enough, you could easily get a job. Like, it was a totally different time. And now they're telling us, you gotta wait. It's still my time. Like, bro, you're 63. Get the fuck out of here. This is my time, motherfucker. Now, sorry, I'm getting a little heated, but I'm just trying to make a point here that like that's literally what's going on. So we have boomers still working in the workplace. They're still in the top managerial positions. So they're making the more money, obviously. They have more wealth in their house. And they're saying, why aren't you guys buying houses yet? Back in my day, you guys are all a bunch of pussies. So in a nutshell, the millennials say, fuck it, dude. It's my time now. I've been waiting long enough. Fuck you, boomers. It's time for me to buy a house. I don't care about interest rates being 6% because if I just keep waiting, I'm never going to buy anything. I'll be 45 years old, just entering the housing market. I'm buying now. So we have all of that going on. And point number 3, we have a very, very concentrated population in Canada that's kind of disgusting in the sense that 50% of Canada's population lives below the Montreal line. So if you can imagine Montreal, draw a line across it. And if you zoom out and look at this on a map, you'll see how like ridiculous this is. It's like this much of Canada on the map. The rest of it is just wide open. 50% of the population lives below the Montreal line, and like 50% of that 50% lives below the Toronto line. So we have a very, very concentrated amount of people all glumped in this little area, and we have zero supply. Sellers aren't selling. Builders are saying, fuck you, I'm not building out. Interest rates are through the roof. It costs so much money to get a permit. It takes too long. Taxes are too high in Canada. I ain't building here. I'm going to go build in Florida. I'm going to go build in Phoenix. I'm going to go build in Montana, anywhere but Canada. And this has been happening for a long time. We just haven't noticed it, and we're just noticing the problem now. Really, it's because Canada is tax, too much tax. You can't make room for investors to make money. There's no incentivization for us to do anything. Why would we build here? It's crazy. My tenants rule me. They can do whatever they want, smash my house, not pay rent, and get away with murder. Taxes are so high, I barely make any money, even with all this risk I'm taking. Building takes way too long. It costs way too much money. The spread is like this big. I'm not building here. So when you muddle all of that together, dude, I don't give a fuck what's going on with inflation, with the economy, maybe future job loss. It doesn't matter. The fundamentals 101, we don't have enough real estate, and everybody wants to own real estate because nobody wants to be a renter. And that mentality ain't going away in the next 6 months, 1 year because of what's going on with the recession. That's instilled in mindsets. People want to be a homeowner. So what should you do with all this madness going on? What should you do if you want to invest in real estate? Number 1, focus on quality areas. What I always talk about on my channel. You want to buy in areas that have good GDP growth, good job growth, good population growth. Basically, is the area you're investing in, does it have it going on? Do people want to live there? Are there jobs? Now, one trend I'm seeing a lot of people do right now is like, well, real estate in Kitchener, Mississauga, GTA is too expensive, and I want to be a real estate investor because I watch the Fruitful Investor on YouTube, and he talks about real estate a lot, but I can't afford it down here. So I'm going to go buy in Sault Ste. Marie. I'm going to go buy in Sudbury. I'm going to go buy in Red Deer, Alberta, or even worse, out east. Now, I'm not smashing those areas. They may be wonderful areas to live in and raise a family. Maybe. Cool. But to invest, there's nothing fucking going on there. There's no jobs there. Nobody wants to live up there. You got nothing going on there. So instead of wanting to buy in Canada up there where it's cheaper, I understand that motivation. But if you're going to relocate and start a new team, find a new realtor, find contractors, find property managers, like start this whole business up, you might as well go down south where stuff has going on. Number one, in the US, taxes are way better, by the way, which is why we're no longer investing in Canada. But everything I just said, we are flipping in Canada because what a great country to flip real estate in. With all the demand and all the Mad Hatter craziness, yeah, I'll flip in that market. But to own rental properties, to build houses and become a developer, which I would love nothing more to do as a carpenter background, I would love to build houses, not in this country. So myself included, if I'm going to start a new team, start all over again, I'm going down to the US, which is why we're investing in Florida, right? A zero tax state. The landlord-tenant board rules are on your side. There's jobs there. There's population growth. There's vacationing. It's warm all year long. I'm next to an ocean. Housing prices are so much cheaper. I can buy a nice 3-bed, 2-bath detached house with a pool 10, 20 minutes from an ocean for 350 grand, 400K USD. If that house were in Kitchener, it'd be like 800 grand. But imagine it was warm in Kitchener all year long. And imagine for some reason there was an ocean 15, 20 minutes away from Kitchener, Ontario. Oh my God, that house would literally be, in Canada, would be like $2 million. And then we're also investing in Texas as well. Same thing, jobs, population growth, GDP growth. People want to live there. It's warm all year long, etc. So that's what I'm saying. If you're going to be investing in Canada, no problem. So just as long as you're investing in quality areas, Kitchener, Guelph, London, Hamilton, Toronto, cool, go for it. If you want to spend a fucking $1 million on one house for whatever reason, go for it. However, if your budget can't afford that and you still want to become a real estate investor, which you should, don't stop real estate investing because it's too expensive. Go somewhere else. Go to the US. Now, if everything I said sounds cool and intriguing, but you're like, okay, it sounds easier said than done, Matt, I'll just go to the US. What about cross-border taxes? What about starting a team? What about the different rules in America? No problem. If you follow me and you see what we've done, bought 150 properties, we smashed renovations. Our whole secret is high design. Our properties look sick. We're always taking partners to invest in Florida and Texas. So if you want to invest with us, just jump on our back, jump on the train. We'll do all the work. I find the property, we renovate the property, we manage the renovation, I manage the accountant, the taxes, dude, I do everything. You just chillax and you learn and you gain experience and you make money. So if that sounds cool to you, check out the links below where you can invest with us in Florida or Texas. I got a page on both of those with a video explaining the entire strategy for each area. Check that out. But the point I'm making in this video is that as much as the Bank of Canada wants to smash real estate so we can help lower inflation and make them look better, it ain't gonna happen. Why? Real estate ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So it's a great time to get into real estate. The best deals I've ever gotten in my entire career in terms of flipping and even rental properties are happening right now. Anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope to see you in the next one.